I don't often talk about myself and my life on this channel, so consider this a bonus video. This is the My Life tag. Hi everybody, it's Lydia here. So this tag was created by Lee at the Book Smoke and I was tagged by Tiffany at the Crafty Home. I will link them both in the description below, go check them out. Question number 1, what is your job or profession? I'm currently unemployed because I'm going travelling and I'm kind of at that point in my life where I'm just sort of working out what I want to do with the rest of it as far as my career is concerned. So what is my job or profession right now? I don't know. Question number 2 is how long does it take you to get to work? So question number 3, do you enjoy your job? Oh dear. Moving on to question number 4. Which TV shows do you enjoy? Yes, a question I could finally answer. I always think of myself as watching a lot of TV, but when I really think about it, I don't actually watch very much. I know a lot of people think British television is absolutely wonderful. It's really not. I think a lot of people base like that assumption on like Doctor Who and Sherlock and Downton Abbey. Those 3 programs are pretty much the only decent programs on British television these days. There is just a lot of rubbish. So as far as British television is concerned, I really don't watch very much at all. But as far as American TV is concerned, I watch way too much. I love The West Wing. I think I've mentioned that before. It is just such a good show, and if you've never seen it, I really recommend watching it. I didn't know anything about American politics when I started watching it. I really didn't have a very vested interest in American politics, but I still love that show because it is much about the characters in it and their stories and their morals and their quandaries and everything excuse me, as much as it is about American politics itself. So even if you're not into politics, I recommend checking out that show because it's so good. I also love the Gilmore Girls. Basically all these shows that I love aren't on TV anymore, which sucks, but the Gilmore Girls was amazing. It was one of those shows that you started watching thinking, oh, this is just going to be a pretty kind of not much going sort of show, you know, it's just generally light-hearted and everything. But it's just such a well-written show and the characters in it are amazing and I love it so much, and it's got some great female characters in which TV in general is lacking seriously, so I really recommend that show if you want a good show with good writing and good female characters. I'm not going to go into every single TV show I watch because otherwise I'll be here all day, but other things I like, Orange is the New Black is amazing. Once Upon a Time, I have a sort of love-hate relationship with it because I don't think it's as good as it used to be in the first season, but it's still well made and still mildly entertaining. I love Game of Thrones, of course. I haven't read the books. I know for a booktuber that's just like disgraceful, but I love the show so much and it's one of the few shows that is still on television I really love, so I don't want to like spoil myself for the TV show by reading the books, if that makes sense. And those are kind of my favourite shows at the moment, really. Thinking about it, there aren't actually that many that are like on at the moment that are actually ones that I really enjoy. I don't think there has been like a really good new TV show for a few years now, so I hope one comes soon because we need more new decent TV. Question number 5, what kind of music do you listen to? I listen to honestly pretty much anything. My iPod is just full of such a random selection of genres, it's ridiculous. I guess primarily I listen to kind of guitar music, singer-songwriter stuff. I really love songs that I can just, you know, personally relate to, and I think some of them are really good, so I like people like John Mayer. He's an absolutely fantastic singer-songwriter and he's an incredible guitarist. I could listen to him just play the guitar for days on end. He wouldn't even have to sing. Yeah, he's just a brilliant guitarist. I'm also a theatre nerd, so I love musical theatre, and yeah, that's the kind of, probably like 50% of my iPod is musical theatre. The great thing about musical theatre is there are just so many diverse types of musical theatre. Honestly, a lot of people just think it's going to be all jazz hands and happy, but it's really not. There is a musical for everyone. Even if they think they will hate musical theatre, there will be a musical that they will like. I can almost guarantee it. Question number 6, what time do you go to bed? Probably like 11:30 most days. Yeah. Next question. What do you do on the weekends? I don't do very much is the answer to that. Obviously here in the UK we're pretty obsessed with football, a lot of us, so I watch a lot of football. I'm a Liverpool FC fan, yeah. If it's a nice day I might go for a walk. We live in the middle of nowhere, so going for walks is quite nice. Sometimes I go up to London and watch a show or play or something, but that costs a lot of money, so I don't do that every weekend. But yeah, no, I don't do very much on the weekend. I told you this video wasn't going to be very exciting, what can I say? Question number 8, do you like going to coffee shops, and if so, which ones? I don't like coffee, or tea, so I'm basically screwed as far as coffee shops are concerned. I like them, I love coffee shops themselves. I love just going into a nice coffee shop and sitting and reading for a good hour or two, but I don't like coffee and I don't like tea, so I'm basically restricted to orange juice or hot chocolate or like a smoothie in the summer, and so, you know, it's not great. Question number 9, what is your favourite season and why? This is such a tough question because I think I love spring, summer and autumn equally. I don't like winter. I guess if I think about it, the summer is my favourite because I just love the sun. I love just when it's a beautiful clear blue sky and you don't have to wear a jacket everywhere, and honestly in this country in the summer when it's a really nice day, because they don't happen very often if we're being honest, everyone is just much happier. Even when you're in London, which in general is a pretty depressing city to live in, it's just a much more relaxed place when it is a nice sunny day. So summer is probably my favourite season. Question number 10, chocolate or tea and biscuits? Kind of torn with this because obviously I don't drink tea, but I wouldn't just like eat chocolate on its own. I don't know, like chocolate biscuits but no tea, does that count? I'm just thinking about it and I'm wondering whether that question is talking about a different kind of biscuit, because I know in America biscuits are different to the biscuits that in the UK we consider biscuits, so now I'm wondering whether that's what that's talking about. But work it out for yourselves what I mean by chocolate biscuits. Question number 11, what is your favourite meal? I don't know whether this meal's like meal time, like dinner, supper, breakfast, lunch, whatever, or whether it means actual like food meal. I prefer lunch. I don't know why, just I don't know. Whenever those questions are like what's your favourite food, I never know what to say because I don't have like a specific favourite food. I eat food to stay alive. That's what I consider. I don't eat food to enjoy it. Question number 12, shower or bath? Bath every single time. When I have a shower it lasts like 5 minutes and I want to get in and out as quickly as possible, but baths I'm just like it's nice, so yeah, baths. Question number 13, do you have any pets? If so, what are their names and what are the stories behind their names? We don't have any pets anymore. We used to have rabbits, and we had 3 rabbits, one called Cucumber, one called Fudge and one called Pepper. Cucumber my brother named because he thought it liked cucumber, didn't like cucumber, so yeah, that was an interesting choice. The second one, Fudge, was actually one that we adopted from my primary school and the school called it Fudge, so he was a fudge colour, yeah. And the third one was called Pepper, and she was called that because her little feet had little like black markings on them and it sort of like peppered her fur, so that's why we called her Pepper. Question number 14, indoor plants or clean and tidy environment? I don't have a clean and tidy environment even without plants, so that's just never going to happen anyway, so plants, yeah. And finally, question number 15, busy city life or quiet idyllic country life, and why? This is a tough one for me because I grew up in the countryside and I absolutely love the freedom of it and the quiet and just being able to walk out your front door and go for a lovely walk through beautiful woods and fields and everything. That's fantastic. But equally, I went to uni in London and lived in London for a good few years, and I love just being able to get everywhere really easily and just being able to see my friends a lot, because being out in the countryside, I can't drive. Being outside in the countryside, you can't get anywhere if you can't drive, so I do miss that part of living in a city, but I would really miss the quiet, serene countryside if I wasn't living here, so suburbs basically is what I'm saying. So that is all the questions. I'm going to tag Charlotte at Beadle Books and Abby at The Story Magpie. I will link them both in the description below, go check them out. That is it for me today. I will see you again soon, but until then, bye!